All right, special session for the Wayne County Circuit Court for the Investiture for the Honorable Helal Farhat is now in session. The Honorable David Allen presiding.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, one and all, on behalf of Judge Farhat, his beautiful family, and on behalf of all my brothers and sisters in the judiciary here on the stage, good evening and welcome. My name is David Allen, and I'm one of Judge Farhat's proud colleagues. It's my honor and privilege to serve as his and your Master of Ceremonies this evening. A Master of Ceremony, despite the fancy title, really only has 3 tasks: start on time, end on time, and introduce the speakers. I failed on task number 1. But with the help of all the speakers here this evening, I'm going to succeed on task number 2, which is ending on time and respecting your time. A few remarks. It's fitting that we celebrate Judge Farhat's investiture here in Dearborn, because despite his stellar reputation across the county and the region, his heart and his home is here in Dearborn. Judge Farhat is a humble hometown hero, and he's one of the good guys that set sail and made good outside of Dearborn as well as in Dearborn. I've had the good fortune of having him appear in front of me as an attorney, and now I call him colleague and friend. Throughout this time, he's earned my great respect and the respect of all of my colleagues here this evening. We expect great accomplishments from Judge Farhat on our bench and beyond. Governor Whitmer and her team deserve credit and congratulations on this administration's first, you heard me correct, first appointment to the Wayne County Circuit Court. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the members of the Dearborn Police Honor Guard as they present the colors. Please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats. The presentation of the colors will be followed immediately by the singing of the national anthem by Mr. Dominic Brooks of Eastern Michigan University.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rattled, the bombs bursting in there, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
you, Dominic. Please be seated. Thank you, Color Guard. Thank you, Dominic. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Imam Hamoud of the Islamic Center of America for the invocation. Imam Hamoud is friend to many and highly sought after for his wisdom and advice. Imam?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of God, brother and sister, peace be upon you. Hello to everyone. Today, we are here to talk about a very important issue, the justice. We celebrate one of our member in the community. He take a position to represent the justice. Today in the morning, before I came, here, I think about something happened. I seen some of the members in the community, the young people. They asked me what you have at 7 o'clock. I said I'm gonna be, with some friends, celebrate, a very special moment in their life. What you have? They said, we are gonna meet and talk and discuss, a problem in the community. Those young people under 20 years old, 16, 17, 18, 19. Some of them community members, they will be with them. We are gonna talk about the criminal issues in the community around us. So I said, that's good. But today I'm gonna, have the message from here to them. I will join them, inshallah, in the future. Maybe if I have time, I will go, after we finish, to be with them. To tell them this, as long we have a good justice system and a good people like the judges, they are here. And like, our dear brother, Helal Farhat, so you are gonna be safe. Your future is safe. Our future is safe in our city and our county and everywhere. And this is what we should work on. This is what we should, give our authority and time to prove it to our young generation in the future. To my brother, dear brother, Helal Farhat, I wanna tell you, this is the hardest and the most, sensitive position you take. So it's gonna be hard, but we trust you. You are gonna represent, the justice. That's mean our future, our, dream, our hope. It's in your hand and in the hand of the justice. That this is what we need, and we hope you successful, inshallah. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you the ability and the patience and the strength to continue for the best for our kids and our country in all over the states. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and give you the ability to do this, and bless you all. God bless our city, county, state, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Imam. I don't want to be funny about this, but the most important guy in the room isn't in the room. Can I introduce Judge Farhat? Judge Farhat, are you close by? So there's the man of the hour. Ladies and gentlemen, justice is a concept that's not reserved only to our courts of law. For our system of self-government to exist, justice must permeate all of our branches of government and our community institutions. In that regard, the Reverend Dr. Anthony Wendell Anthony has been at the forefront of social justice causes in and around Michigan and across the nation for decades. Reverend Anthony, thank you for being with us this evening.
Let me say good evening to everyone and to Assalamu alaikum, my brothers and sisters, and to all of those who've come together on this special occasion for justice. Certainly as we come together as a nation and as a city and a state, we all cry out for justice and the diversity that is essential in administering that kind of justice to each one of us. And I'm certain that our brother, I guess I can still say that, our brother Judge Helal, will certainly be an example of that kind of diversity and that kind of justice. The great Thurgood Marshall once said, in recognizing the humanity of our fellow beings, we pay ourselves the highest tribute. And so one of the things that judges and lawyers must do is recognize the humanity in all of us. He also said that those of us who are lawyers and jurists, we're either social engineers or we're parasites on the community. I know that Judge Helal will certainly be a social engineer dealing with justice and not just us. So I'm very pleased to be here to pay tribute and to say a word and to invoke the presence and the power of the Almighty God, who requires of us nothing but to do justice and to love mercy and to walk humbly with our Lord. Pray with me, if you will. Great God, we just pause to give you thanks and praise. We thank you for the opportunity to serve. We come at a time when our nation cries out for justice. We come at a time when we don't know up from down, right from wrong, in from out. We come when a time when that which is fake is made to appear as that which is real, and that which is real is made to appear as though it is fake. We come at a time when mothers are being separated from their babies, when people are denied the entrance into this nation, not because of something they've done, because of something that we have done. And that is not to allow the fruits of liberty to spread upon others as they have been spread upon us. We come at a time when we need you more than we ever needed you before. We pray that you will endow now this servant, this one who administers justice to your people. Give him wisdom and knowledge and patience and understanding. Give him firmness. Give him strength. And let him know that he is not in this by himself. Let him know that he did not arrive at this moment by himself, but he stands upon the shoulders of all of those who have preceded him. And upon his shoulders, others who will come after him will proceed. We pray, Almighty God, that you might bless this nation, bless we as a people. Give us the strength of purpose, the courage of our conviction, and to will and determination to know that we must continue to fight for that which is right. And as you bless us, Almighty God, as you bless this new judge, we pray and we covenant to be a blessing unto your people. And we're bold to ask it all in the name of the one who came for us to have life and to have it more abundantly. Remembering the words of Martin Luther King Jr., who said so often that an injustice to anyone, anywhere, is a threat to justice to everyone, everywhere. The word for today is justice. In the name of the Almighty God, let us all say, amen.
Thank you, Reverend Anthony. Our first speaker this evening, Haj Talal Turfi, has demonstrated principled and consistent leadership across multiple Arab, Muslim, Middle Eastern, and Dearborn community causes for decades. A humble and unassuming man, he is mentor and friend to countless local, national, and international leaders. He is a prolific author and speaker, and Judge Farhat considers him a role model and mentor. Please join me in welcoming Haj Talal Turfi.
Good evening. It is a great honor for me to be here as we celebrate a respected and dedicated public servant and a talented legal professional, which I also happen to count as a very dear friend. And I want to extend a special congratulations to his wonderful wife, his parents, and his family. Honorable Judge Helal Farhat, your passion for the law, your energy and commitment, along with your skill, wisdom, and temperament, have helped you navigate some of the tough issues as a magistrate judge. You always kept your eyes toward justice. I am confident that your service as a Third Circuit Court judge will be defined by the same standards of excellence, the same devotion to duty, and the same sense of honor and integrity that characterized your time as a magistrate judge and have been the hallmark of your entire career. It was that passion that led you in pursuit of the Third Circuit Court judge position. You are a caring, compassionate, and loving person. You are a wonderful community leader with a keen legal mind. I have no doubt that you will bring your full self into the task of ensuring justice is served and fairly administered for all who appear before you. Helal, I have every confidence that you will fulfill your duties with the greatest amount of diligence and patience. You have the character trait to encompass the ability to apply the law to the facts, to understand how a judicial decision will affect the human beings appearing before the court, to communicate with counsel, jurors, witnesses, and parties calmly and courteously, as well as a willingness to listen to and consider what is said. Undoubtedly, your successes are the result of the values learned from your parents that nurtured and cultivated your heart and mind to develop your own individuality with the core values of responsibility, empathy, transparency, and ethics. Helal, also remember that it wasn't that you were at the right place at the right time to be appointed to the position of Third Circuit Court judge. Rather, it was your courage and desire to make your own destiny that pushed you forward. I am confident that you will have the perseverance to deal with the daily demands of your position, to take charge of the courtroom and administer justice fairly and with integrity. Helal, I thank you for your leadership and friendship over the years I have had the great privilege of knowing you. You are the heart for the people and the mind for the law. Always remember where you came from, with a look towards the future, hard work, a sense of purpose, a sense of community. Congratulations, Your Honor. May you have a long and successful term serving the citizens of Wayne County on the Third Circuit Court bench.
Dearborn City Council President Susan Tabaja has been a friend and colleague of Judge Farhat for a very long time. She has earned the trust and respect of Dearborn voters, twice getting the most votes across the city, earning her the title and the position of President of the City Council. She is an accomplished attorney, a devoted wife and mother, and is my dear friend. Please welcome your City Council President, Susan Tabaja.
For a kind introduction. So I've been tasked, before I speak tonight and address you guys, with naming off all the judges and the elected officials that are joined with us tonight to celebrate Judge Farhat. And I'm going to apologize in advance in the event that I don't pronounce any names incorrectly, but bear with me. So first I'd like to welcome the Honorable Chief Justice McCormack from the Michigan Supreme Court. I'd like to welcome the Honorable Thomas C. Cameron from the Michigan Court of Appeals, the Honorable Annika Ledecka from the Michigan Court of Appeals, the Honorable Paul Kuzak from Third Circuit, the Honorable Noah Hood from Third Circuit, Honorable Melissa Cox, also from Third Circuit, Honorable Charlene Elder, Third Circuit, Referee James Catchings Jr. from Wayne County as well, the Honorable Michael Hattie from Livingston County Circuit Court, the Honorable Charles Haggerty, Third Circuit, the Honorable Kiana Lilliard, Third Circuit, The Honorable Lawrence Talon, Third Circuit. The Honorable David Perkins, Third Circuit Probate. The Honorable John Gillis, Third Circuit. The Honorable Adil Harb, Third Circuit. Chief Judge of the Third Circuit Court, the Honorable Chief Judge Timothy Kenny. The Honorable Cynthia Latoya Miller, Third Circuit. Honorable Jim Selinsky, Third Circuit. The Honorable Tracy Jokic, 16th Circuit. The Honorable Don Knapp, Wayne County, Third Circuit. Honorable Eric Cholak, Third Circuit. The Honorable Kathleen McCarthy, Third Circuit. Honorable Marion Bazzi, Third Circuit. Honorable Craig Strong, also Third Circuit. Honorable Mike Giroux, 35th District. Honorable Mark Plowecki, 20th District. Honorable David Turfey, 20th District. Honorable Brian Oakley, 34th District. The Honorable Sam Salem, 19th District Court. Honorable Mark Summers, 19th District. Honorable Elizabeth DeSanto, 27th District. Honorable Eugene Hunt, 19th District. Honorable Mark McConnell, 18th District. And Honorable Travis Reed, 52nd, 1st District Court. And Honorable Dan Bain, 53rd District. Honorable Kevin Robbins, 36th District. Honorable Krista Harturian, 17th District. The Honorable Tony Guerrero, 24th District. And for our magistrates, we have Honorable Jaraid Elder at 19th District, as well as Honorable Ali Hamoud, 19th District, and the Honorable Rula On, also 19th District. And then from the 20th District Court, we have the Honorable Yvonne Abraham and Honorable Mona Fadlallah. Those are our judges and our magistrates. Now, and if that wasn't enough of great presence here for the Honorable Farhat, we also have some elected and appointed officials. We have Lisa Hicks Clayton from the Dearborn Heights City Council, Mark Mitchell, Wayne County Sheriff, the Honorable Warren Evans, who's the Wayne County Executive, and his Chief of Staff, Assad Turfy, Dearborn Heights Councilman Bill Bazzi, the Mayor of the City of Dearborn, Mayor Jack O'Reilly, Dearborn School Board Member Hossein Berry, the City of Westland Council President Jim Godbout, Wayne County Sheriff Chief Mike Jaffer, the Northfield Board of Education Angela Jaffer. We have from the U.S. Attorney's Office Matthew Schneider, Aaron Lincoln from the Wayne County Friend of the Court, Deborah Walling, the City of Dearborn Corporation Council, Dave Abdullah, the Councilman from the City of Dearborn Heights. We have representing Senator Gary Peters Zena. We have Wayne County Commissioner Sam Baydoun, City of Dearborn Heights Council Member Robert Constant, City of Dearborn Council Member Michael Serini, the Michigan Solicitor General Fadwa Hamoud, and last but certainly not least, my colleague, Councilwoman Erin Burns from the City of Dearborn. All right, I hope you guys are ready for me. So I'm just fair warning, I'm not going to be sappy. After 15 years of working together, I thought, how can I come up here and not say something that's gonna make me cry or Hilal cry? But then I remembered on the tonight's program, we have his beautiful daughter speaking. So I thought, you know, if anyone's gonna be an emotional tearjerker for the audience, it's gonna be her, not me. So I stand here tonight welcoming all of you guys and telling you it's an absolute delight to be here. Tonight, after nearly 15 years of working together, I get to honor someone who I've considered my friend, my confidant, my colleague, my listener, and truly my brother, the Honorable Judge Helal Farhat. Let me give you a little bit of history. So Hilal and my brother were high school friends. And in fact, Hilal stood up at my brother Wissam's wedding. And had I had access to a projector, I certainly would have showed or shared with you all some photos. And I say this with a smile, because for those of you who have known Hilal as long as I have or longer, boy, has he had a transformation. It's what my children's generation call a glow up. Look it up. You see, when I first came to interview with now our judge, Sam Salem, from our Chase family, He was the firm's partner at the time. I had not seen Helal for quite some time. I had spoken to him on the phone, told him I wanted to come in, and he invited me in to interview. And so I was expecting this thin, thick glasses, small build, tall, but thick hair, just a complete different person. And when I walked in, instead I saw attorney Farhat, who had filled into his, his stature, had good build, glasses were gone, now we have contacts, and he's wearing this suit. And I'm like, Helal? Mind you, I don't have to tell you that I've had many a female client that I've had to tell him he's married, he's single. So my first week of working with Helal, he offered a lot of advice. But one thing I remember clear as day is his absolute bewilderment with what we attorneys refer to as the proof of service. And I remember he told me, Susan, when you file something, when you serve something on another party, I don't know why this is, but all you have to do is put on a piece of paper that you sent this document to this attorney opposing party, and that you sent it on this day in this manner, and it is what it is. It's the truth no matter what. You could send it tomorrow, but if you put that you sent it today, it means you sent it today. And he was just astonished that we have something that's called a proof of service. And I remember at the time thinking, what the heck's a proof of service? You still don't know. But it's for those attorneys in the room, I think you'll get it. It's being able to know that what you're saying is the truth is just, it's an attorney thing, we'll put it that way. Over the years, I learned many more things about Judge Farhat. First, he's a foodie, that's for certain. He absolutely loves specialty mac and cheese. He's infatuated with Potbelly's toasted peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And he can down soup faster than Janine or Layla could set up lunch for all of us to eat together. He also loves to shop. And he loves to tell stories and would become quite animated when he tells them. And I'm assuming everyone's here is friends and family of Hilal's. You guys know he loves to tell stories and how he gets all animated. He also was a superhero to many of his clients. And like every superhero, he has his kryptonite. And I don't know how many people know this, but I don't mind sharing it with you guys tonight. This is his kryptonite. This little piece of paper, blank. And you might be wondering, what can a piece of paper do to Helal Farhat? Well, not much, unless, of course, you change its shape. And when you change its shape by folding it so gently and creasing it, you have someone that cringes like they're dying. I learned that the first few weeks of working with Mr. Farhat. But allow me to be serious. It's hard for me to adequately express how highly I think of Helal, but I can tell you why I can think of no better person to serve as judge. Helal is a person who listens with his whole intellect and his whole heart. His astounding intelligence and deep compassion are two sides of the same coin. And this combination is a rare combination, which gives him an extraordinary and rare personality. People naturally trust Helal, and they feel they are in good hands when he's handling their problems. In return, he does not let them down. His caring demeanor is the real thing. He truly cares about other people and works very hard and exceptionally well to deserve and earn that trust. He holds himself to a very high standard of conduct. He always allows himself to express compassion and tolerance for the shortcomings of others. He's humble and considerate of other people's state of minds. I can't tell you countless times when we'd be in the office discussing what people may have done or mistakes they may have made and how we can help them. And he would come up with reasons and I'm gonna say reasons, not excuses, for why people do what they do and how he can help improve their lives. He's never glib or facile. He takes his time and considers his words and actions very carefully. This humility and composure is such an important quality to have in a person entrusted in making decisions, and it's one of his hallmarks. Helal is also the quintessential American success story, and I hope he shares it with you guys tonight. But very briefly, he's an immigrant who came here as a young boy from a land far away, from a land far different than what we live in today. And he lives simply in Dearborn's East End, and he rose to the top through hard determination. And along with his success, Helal has been devoted to his community, where I've seen him, and all of us in this room have seen him devote hundreds of hours performing pro bono work for various civic, religious, and community organizations all over Dearborn and the Wayne County region. His love for the community is a natural extension from the love of his family, and you would be hard-pressed to name a better father or a better husband. He treats everyone with respect, regardless of titles or status, and he has been a rock to me when I needed him most, a voice of calm, and at times of crisis, he possesses the calmness to always steer me and many others towards a good course of action. It has been an absolute blessing to have you in my life, Helal, and as a colleague, as a confidant. And I could never have imagined the relationship we have today when we first started out together. And personally, it's sad to think of losing his daily influence on my life. And being able to walk down the hall and be able to share stories and complain about the judges or the clients and celebrate the victories. Yet his influence has been such that I cannot help but look to the larger picture and see what an incredible value that Judge Farhat would bring to the bench, specifically to the residents of Wayne County. Hilal's caring nature and inherent desire to find answers will make a difference to those who benefit from his intelligence, his hard work, and his insight. His work has never been a job to him, and that is what sets him apart. The law is who he is, caring, dedicated to helping others, and a shining light where there is darkness. And I hope your light continues to shine for decades, Judge Farhat. Thank you so much for blessing.
Thank you, Susan. We want to know which judges you guys complained about. Names. Did he complain or was it just you? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I know the sign-in sheets are sometimes a little problematic. We may have missed some of my colleagues, and I want to take an opportunity. Did we get everybody? Anybody not recognized? Well, Judge David Groner of the Wayne County Circuit Court. Judge Groner, stand up. Did we miss anybody on this side at all? All right. Our next speaker is also no stranger to this community. Judge Sam Salem is one of Dearborn's and this region's finest legal minds. He is my longtime friend and colleague. We practiced together, and Judge Farhat practiced with Sam as a partner for many, many years. Along the way, Judge Salem mentored and trained Judge Farhat to be a fine attorney and now an excellent judge. Judge Salem is a great role model for all the young attorneys out there looking to do great things. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend Judge Salem.
Thanks, Judge Allen. You have always been gracious and kind to me. Thank you very much. And good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And what a pleasant evening this is. An evening we come together to celebrate the hard work, success, and achievement of a man I came to know professionally as a colleague, a partner, and again, a colleague. And personally and socially, as a brother and a friend. Some 16 years ago, when Helal, a recent law school graduate who had just passed the bar, came to speak to me and expressed interest in joining the firm, I honestly did not know much about him. Yet, I hardly asked him any questions before I said, "Welcome aboard." You see, with me, it all starts at home. And I knew Hilal's family very well. His father, Haj Abu Jihad, a hardworking man with not much formal education, traveled near and far to support his family and to provide them with a decent and honest living. His mother, Hajim Jihad, God bless her soul, may she rest in peace, she was a pious woman, and she worked hard alongside her husband to raise her 10 children and instill in them morals, ethics, and values we all love to see in our children. I also knew his 2 older brothers, Jihad and Imad, successful businessmen, former clients, and great friends. Then, of course, I came to know Helal. I witnessed firsthand his demeanor, work ethics, determination and drive, and strong advocacy on behalf of his clients. And in the span of a few years, I was looking at a very strong advocate and a seasoned attorney. I also came to know Helal personally and socially. I saw in him a strong-willed man who strongly believed that the success of any individual can never be the sole product of one's own efforts, but it is a collective efforts of many. Parents, siblings, family, friends, and community. And he also subscribes to the noble notion that any individual success, no matter how significant and important, will fall short and remain incomplete unless it is dedicated to serve the greater good of the greater community. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the kind of success we celebrate tonight. And this is the success we congratulate. So my heartfelt congratulations to my brother and friend Helal Farhat. And also to his family, in particular to his daughter Layal, my greatest fan and avid supporter. I probably would dare say that if Helal and I were running for the same position, she probably would vote for both of us, knowing that she will end up with a void ballot. I will also congratulate the Wayne County Circuit Court on such a great addition, and congratulate this community for continuing to produce a great pool of this caliber of talent in every discipline. I would be remiss if I do not extend a world of thanks to our governor for making this appointment and for placing the best man in the right place. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you for your presence here tonight, for your engagement, for your support, for your friendship, and for always being there. And I want to wish each and every one of you an enjoyable evening and a pleasant and peaceful night. Once again, thank you all very much. And once again, congratulations to the Honorable Helal Farhat.
Thank you, Judge. A few folks have referred to our next speaker, Ida Dagger, as a rising star. I always have to remind them to remove the word rising, as in my book and all over the state, she is simply a star. Governor Whitmer certainly sees it that way, having placed Gita in one of the most important positions in state government, Director of Appointments, where she oversees all gubernatorial appointments to the judiciary, boards, and commissions. One of her first decisions, and one of her best decisions, was to recommend Judge Farhat to the governor for appointment to our court in Wayne County. Gita, thank you for a job well done.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. It is such a pleasure to be here. First of all, as a Dearborn resident, as a resident of Wayne County, as a fellow immigrant, as an Arab American, I could not be prouder to stand here and to be your investiture judge. On behalf of Governor Whitmer, I want to send you her warm greetings. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here today. She's tied up by this little thing called a state budget. It makes our world go round, and currently there's a few hiccups, but we're pretty confident that things are going to move along. But I want you to know that she unfortunately could not be here and has asked me about being here about 4 or 5 times personally. She considers Helal not only one of her best appointments, but a personal friend as well. I have the honor, as Judge Allen said, of serving as the Director of Appointments to the Governor for the state. What that means is that I find people qualified, capable, and those who excel beyond measure to serve in various roles in state government, on the bench whenever judicial vacancies happen, and to the 350-ish boards and commission that regulate our state. So it's a big job, but I could not be prouder to do it on behalf of this governor. The governor, as a lawyer herself, takes these appointments very seriously. And as you can imagine, the appointments to the bench are of particular interest to her. You know, we pride ourselves in the governor's office on a very thorough and tough judicial appointment process. Every single applicant and candidate has to meet the qualifications of the state bar. They have to go through a very, very extensive application process. And as Judge Farhat and a few of the judges back here can attest, several rough rounds of interviews. It's one of the few joys of my job to put through the ringer those who decide the fate of other people. While there's no magic formula, there are certainly key attributes that we look for. And at the end of our process for this judicial appointment, there was no question in our mind that Helal Farhat was one of the most capable, most excellent candidates that we could ever get in our administration. One of the things that I'll note is that through these applications, some of the benches are a little bit more competitive than others. Wayne County, the 3rd Circuit Court, is definitely the most competitive to get. Out of the pool to select Judge Farhat, there were 75 different applicants. So that on its own deserves a round of applause. And of course, when we appointed Judge Farhat, we also appointed Judge Hood, who's here as well. There was no question that Hilal's career had prepared him for this. As a lawyer and as a magistrate, he had the patience, the judicial temperament, and of course, the commitment to the values that we all look for. But what struck me the most about Helal, and having read through all the applications, I know my candidates, each and every single one more than I'd like to admit. And while I am not a lawyer myself, I've read enough applications to pretend to be one these days. But what struck me the most about Helal is truly his humility. And I think if you've worked with him or have spent some time with him, you'd understand that. On a personal level, I think many have already shared this story, but Helal is the youngest of 10 siblings. He was born into very difficult circumstances, moved here at the young age of 9, I believe. We share that in common. And there are a few values that have carried him along the way. Those are strong family values, those are respect to others, and truly just hard work. And that came up in our conversation so many times. I could not tell you enough how much that came up. In every story, in every reason, in every motivation. And I know for a fact that this is an individual that not will do only a wonderful job, that will be a reason for us to celebrate over and over and over again in the future. With that said, Judge Helal Farhat, congratulations on your appointment on behalf of Governor Whitmer.
Thank you, Gita. Does our next speaker really need an introduction in this room? Wayne County Executive Warren C. Evans is a true and dear friend to almost everyone on this stage and in this auditorium. He is a textbook example of all that is good about public service. A lot of people talk about diversity. Warren Evans doesn't have to. His actions speak louder than words. If you take a look at the team he's assembled in Wayne County, you will see the diversity of Wayne County and this state come alive. His efforts are paying off as he builds a county that is a great place to live, work, play, and do business. Executive, come on up.
Good evening. Good evening. I've got to tell you, I've been a lawyer for almost 40 years now, and I've been around judges a long time. And I heard Judge Allen a little while ago say he wanted to get you out of here on time. So I guarantee you, I will not be overly windy in my comments. But I want to pay personal congratulations to Helal Farhat, the Honorable Helal Farhat, for his appointment to the court. And I want to do it on behalf of the 1.8 million people who are the residents of Wayne County. Justice is something that is not a clearly defined issue. You arrive at justice from your life experiences, not just your legal education, but your life experiences. Your realities have an awful lot to do with what you determine to be just and not to be just. And Judge Farhat's background is one that I think makes it immeasurably qualified to understand the tough world that many people go through, the issues that are involved in that, but also the ability that he had to rise above that. And I think on a court like the Third Judicial Court, as in any court, the diversity of Wayne County is significant, and the bench ought to reflect that diversity, not just of ethnicity, but culture, background, and all of those sorts of things. So I think it's really huge and it's important. I got to tell you the story that 6 years ago when I was running for this office the first time, and I would travel through Dearborn as I did often, I always got heart palpitations when I rode past his office because it had posters of my closest opponent, and it was all over. I couldn't find where the door was in the place, you know. And so you're always, when you're running, you think you're doing well, but then you rode past there, and I'm like, geez, am I really doing okay? And I don't say that in anything but love, because he was supporting his friend, and that's what people do. But when the election was over, he and I became friends, and we have gotten along well. There's nothing about him that rings untrue to me. And as a person who's been in law enforcement for the better part of 40 years, I got a real good gut feeling for what is and what isn't, what's real and what's Memorex, if any of you remember what Memorex was. And there's no Memorex here. I mean, this is a straight shooter. This is a guy who has compassion for people. This guy has a desire to support his community and any community. And he lives the truth as I know it. So I just want to congratulate him again. And to his family, his father, who is here, is about 90 years young, I understand. Looked like he was about 45 when he came in, so I'm going to have to talk to him a little later about how to make that happen. But a strong family. I know his family is his passion, his family is his lifeblood, and those are the kinds of people that make the world a good place to be. Thank you so much, Your Honor. Glad to work with you.
Thank you. We do have one other judge. I don't know if he's up here or out there. Judge Greg Bill. Greg, are you up here or out there? I can't see. Okay, Judge Greg Bill. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have the presentation of the robe. We are going to have some brief remarks by Judge Farhat's daughter, Lal. I think you've heard from Susan and Sam about how family is number one for Judge Farhat. Please join me in welcoming his daughter, Lal, to speak. In a moment, she's going to be joined by her sisters, Serena and Noor, and Judge Farhat's wife, Sar, to robe him. Come on up.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming to my father's investiture. Years ago, I couldn't even imagine standing up here today congratulating the new Honorable Helal Farhat on being appointed as judge of the 3rd Circuit Court of Michigan. Finding out he had been appointed was one of the greatest things I've heard in a long time. While my dad was extremely stressed about receiving the appointment, we would always get our tongues tied, and instead of saying judge job, we would say jug job. It would always lighten the mood and make my dad smile, and my dad's smile is one of my favorite things to see. Something about my dad is that he has integrity and honesty. Everyone in this room should be able to trust his word and know he will always do the right thing no matter who it is towards. I cannot be more proud of my Baba for achieving this goal. He deserves the world after all he's done for his family and his community around him. Even though he didn't have much growing up, he still worked very hard and rose to the top. I am glad and proud to say that I am the daughter of Helal Farhat because of who my dad is. Although he can look intimidating and scary at first, that is not at all who my dad is. He is the most loving, fun, caring, and kind human being you will ever meet. I can remember trying on his old robe from when he was magistrate or his dress and playing around with him because I thought my Baba wore a dress to work. When we spend time together as a family, we're all so happy and cheerful all the time, and he is a pretty funny guy. I'm so glad that my dad is able to be home more and make more memories with us. And if my Tata Iftikhar were here today, I'm sure she would agree that my dad is one of the best people to be around. She'd be so proud. Not only is my dad the next judge, but he is a great father, a wonderful son, and my best friend. I'm so proud of you, Baba, and I hope you continue to be happy in this next chapter of your life. Congratulations on your judge job, or should I say jug job. I love it.
Who's got the robe? Come on up, guys. Thank you, Farhat family. And now for our oath of office, we are going to call up Justice McCormick, Bridget Mary McCormick. And justice, integrity, service, courage, honor, a lot of people talk about these words. Our next speaker and the person that will administer the oath, our Michigan Supreme Court Justice, Chief Justice Bridget McCormick, never has to, as she models these values in ways big and small every day of the week. Justice McCormick is one of the finest jurists in the state, and no matter what side of the V you are on, she is well respected. Please join me in welcoming my friend, Justice Bridget Mary McCormick, as she administers the oath of office.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this state,
and the Constitution of the state,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of Judge of the Third Circuit Court of Michigan
the duties of the office of Judge of the Third Circuit Court of Michigan
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Welcome, friend.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Judge Helal Farhat.
Thank you all. As my wife and daughters just drove on me, I wouldn't tell everybody here that I never really got this far, even in my wildest dreams. And I want everyone here to know that, because I'm so grateful for it. How blessed am I to be here with so much of my community members, so many friends, family, colleagues, past and present. I'm really blessed, and thank you all. To Governor Gretchen Whitmer, my family, my progeny, and I, thank you for this privilege. Gretchen Whitmer, ladies and gentlemen, is a rising star in America, and I'm proud and honored to call her my friend. Thank you to the County Executive, Warren Evans, who has and continues to work tirelessly to make Wayne County better, more efficient, viable, and a truly pleasant place to work and live. The turnaround the county has seen is remarkable, and he does it by having an open mind approach, by being inclusive, transparent, and innovative. And with that, I want to say thank you to his Chief of Staff, Asad Turfi. Asad, I appreciate your friendship, your support, and everything you've done to the community and to the county. Thank you, Chief Justice McCormick. I follow on social media your daily treks, and I see all the changes you've inspired, changes that make the legal and judicial process more accessible, fair, uniform, and more equitable. Thank you to Reverend Anthony and Imam Hamoud for your wise and inspirational words. I appreciate your presence and your friendship. Thank you to Gita Dagger. What a great choice the governor made. The second best appointment in Michigan. But a very close second. Thank you to Talal Turfi. This community owes you a debt of gratitude for all you've done. And for those that don't know, as Judge Allen has indicated, Judge Turfi, strike that, Lee Turfi has published 6 very insightful books. Sam, my colleague, my friend, my mentor, your influence on me is truly transcendent. And Susan, who's been my friend and colleague for so many years, we really relied on each other through the slings and arrows of local politics and the practice of law. Thank you to David Allen, who has been a friend, someone to turn to, always there, always willing, never declines to help. David, I love you, and I'm thankful for everything you've done. Thank you to Judge Hart, Judge Elder, and Judge Turfy, and Judge Saad, who were so supportive before, during, and after my appointment. Your words of encouragement, advice, and reassurance were instrumental and motivating. Thank you to all those who supported me through the appointment process. And I know, and you know who you are, and I know you prefer to remain anonymous, but do know that I am grateful for your support and for your friendship. Thank you to Judge Macarthur and the Family Division of the Wayne County Circuit Court, who have been so gracious, so welcoming, and always willing to help. And I tell you, I'm so pleased and happy with the camaraderie, the understanding, and support we share in the Family Division. The state could not have better, more caring individuals serving the families of Wayne County. Thank you to Janine Kadri, Leila Haishu, Hussein Dabaja, and all those who helped me with this event. Leila and Janine, I'm grateful for your friendship, your constant help, and for always being there for me. I'm certainly going to miss that magical office on Chase Road that has produced so much talent over the years, including a circuit court judge, a district court judge, city council president, the executive manager of special projects to Mayor Duggan, and the director of constituent services to Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, and others who have gone on to make individual impacts in the world. I want to say congratulations to newly appointed Wayne County judges, Noah Hood and Cynthia Toy Miller, and other judges who have been recently appointed by the governor. And I know that Dan Baines, who was just appointed today to the 35th District Court, is here, so congratulations. Thank you to Chief Haddad and the Dearborn Police, to Wayne County Sheriff Benny Napoleon, to Chief Mike Jaffer and the Wayne County Sheriff's Department for your assistance today. Chief Jaffer never turns down a request for help. This community is proud of you, and Wayne County is lucky to have you. I'm blessed with having so many friends and colleagues here today. Friends from law school, from college, from high school, and some from as far back as elementary school. The progression of our lives is embedded in our friends. And here today, I see the span of my life, from purple youth to old age. I love you all, and I appreciate you individually and collectively. I have my family here, and I'm the youngest of 10, so it's a large family. I thank you for your support, for your love, for your caring, and your persistence in loving me, although at times I seem distant. I never was, and I never intended to be. I just simply chose to internalize my emotions. And to my brothers who looked after me as a young man, shielded me and gave me an opportunity to focus on my education, I'm forever indebted to you, and know that you are the catalyst behind any success that I achieve. I can't imagine how my dad, who doesn't speak English, is feeling right now. I recently sat with him, and I wanted him to tell me about his past and his struggles. And I audio recorded him telling me for hours stories of his gruesome hard life. How he never had the opportunity to go to school, how he left home when he was 16 to try to find a better life abroad, how he walked for days at the age of 16 from South Lebanon to Haifa to try and find work, no one knowing if he's dead or alive. The 30 years he spent in the Persian Gulf away from the 10 of us, trying to provide for the 10 of us. How he taught himself how to read at the age of 70, and how unabashedly proud he is of this past, how satisfied he is with all of us. And at 90 years young, how optimistic he is about the future. And then there was my mother, whose death I've never really learned to cope with, and that is my veiled secret, who raised the 10 of us in unspeakable poverty, shortage, and in the midst of war-torn Lebanon, never yielding to struggle, never yielding to fatigue, never a grimace, always loving, always caring, always gentle, and always protective. She instilled in us unyielding love for each other, respect for nature's God, and equally for God's nature, tolerance of others, and the belief that no matter how cruel life is, and people can be, the essence of our being is to be decent. I am proud that I've become the human being my mother would be pleased with. Her influence is forever in my heart, forever in my soul, forever in my person. It is forever my guide. To the 4 young ladies in my life, my 3 children, Noor, Serena, Layal, and my wife, Sahar, I love you guys. I look at you and I thank the heavens day and night for having me. I stare at you often, Dad, and I wonder what did I do right to have you. I'm so proud of the young ladies you've become. I'm proud of how focused, caring, honest, and moral you've become. Nupi, I love your hugs, Dad. Your innocent humor and those golden locks. I hope you never lose your affection towards me. Serena, aka Iftikhar, aka BC, aka the best, the future soccer star, the most gentle of hearts, the old soul, the most caring child on earth. I love everything you do and say. Your willingness to help your family and the world is a virtue, Dad, and I hope you never lose it. Layal, the other part of me. I look at you and I see myself in you, wondrous and determined. You know what you want in life, and I have absolutely no doubt that you will get it. I know you have incredible inner strength, no matter how much you do, no matter how much you don't show it on the outside. You're gonna be great, Dad. And I know one day you're gonna be on the stage. I love you guys again and again and again. Sahar, my best friend since 9th grade. You brought comfort to my world, bliss when there was stress. You brought happiness, support, encouragement, and most importantly, you brought love to me and the girls. And really the greatest way I can say thank you is to say that you are a great mother to our girls. Everything they've become, everything they will be, and I know they're gonna be remarkable, is because of you. I said it before and I'll say it again. The girls have in you what we lost in our mothers. I'm so grateful for your love, your support, your friendship, your tolerance, your insight, and for still wanting to hold my hand after 16 years of marriage. I love you. I stand amongst you a proud immigrant who, much like a lot of people here, came to America for opportunities, came to America for hope. And in our collective quest, we became one of the most versatile, successful, ambitious, and involved communities in America. I am the son of a community with so much to be proud of. We are, and we will always be united, not just in our hopes for the future, but certainly the pains that brought us here. And so I am grateful to each and every one of you for helping to dispel the vile stereotypes that we as Americans of Arab descent face each and every day. This community encourages, fosters, and celebrates success. And tonight, in this occurrence, is the image that should be etched in the heart and mind of each person here and elsewhere. We have individuals who work day in and day out to make our community, our county, our state, and our nation better, more understanding, and more tolerant. Individuals like my friends, Osama Sablani, Ali Jawad, Wayne County Commissioner Sam Beydoun, Nabi Ayad, Faye Beydoun, and other unsung heroes who continuously work behind the scenes to protect us from us. And lest I forget the organizations that gave me my foray into community service. Organizations like LAHC, ACRL, APEC, the Chamber, Access, which are near and dear to my heart and keep the voice of our community loud and keep going the spirited fight to make our world better. Becoming a judge has been the greatest honor, and the first 6 months of my judicial career have been nothing short of astounding. But I've discovered what all judges come to know at one point or another, that there's no real concrete way to prepare for the challenges we face each and every day. There's no written code or guide. All I can do is learn by doing, and for that to work, I have to treat each case, each litigant, and each decision as important as the one that comes before it and the one that will come after it. I, like everyone sitting on the stage, will not always get it right. We judges, like everyone here, are fallible humans. But where we lag as beings, we are blessed with a legal system that absorbs and resolves our common imperfections. So what can I promise? Journalists once went to Mother Teresa in Calcutta to do a story on her mission in one of the worst slums on earth. Seeing the despair that surrounded her, he asked her how she could ever hope to be successful. She took his hand and said, "God doesn't expect us to be successful. God expects us to be faithful." And that is my promise to you today, to always be faithful to the rule of law, faithful to the indelible principles of equal justice, faithful to treating lawyers and litigants with respect, with patience, and with civility, faithful to being accessible to the people I've been appointed to serve. That is what I will strive for. That is my mission, my hopes, and my path. Not perfectly, but faithfully. So I thank you all again for being with my family and I and making this night truly remarkable. I'm grateful for your presence, for your friendship, and for your support. God bless you all, and thank you again.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our program. Before we leave, I want to welcome you on behalf of the family and Judge Farhat to a reception. It's a Joe Bazzi Bibelo special, so it should be good. And please remain standing as the judicial officers leave the auditorium. That concludes this session of court. Court will stand in recess.
سمير ما تنسى بدي اعطيك مصاري كمان بقى انا فرانك Last bit.